Hello, Bobcat family. It is none other than Corpse_Caster with you here tonight. And again, my duo is in the building with me, Graph to Giraffe. We got OU and some spicy matchups this week.
We got some incredibly spicy matchups. You know, it is like the curry flavor. It is on high
Oh
right
yeah,
now because it's going to be burning your mouth. It's going to be burning your eyeballs, but in a good way. We have the side of Ohio University going up against the tied for number 5, 6
yeah.
seed in the side of Adrian College. We're kicking it off here on the Vault Hardpoint. Can you kind of break down, Corpse, of like how Ohio has done and kind of how Adrian has gotten to this point?
Well, it's been a good start for both of these teams. Pretty much, they've had a success early on in their seasons. I feel Adrian has only lost the past 2 weeks. That has been their only two losses in their 7-2 record. So some short hiccups since the split has happened. They've had a little bit of a break, but they're coming right into it. And then if you're OU, again, we talk about it. It was like week 3. They played the two heavy hitters. They played Buckeye Cod. They played UC, and those were their only two losses as well. Now, the good thing about OU is they played them early on, so they were able to fix their mistakes and recover, and obviously they just built confidence from then on. So I'm excited to see what both teams come to us tonight.
This is going to be an incredible matchup. And we already see the player of all day, Sergeant. I love it being in the Marine Corps myself, or, you know, former military. You got to show some love to the Sergeant out there. Then you got Blue, Ken IQ, Dusk, and then, of course, everybody who is a fan of Ohio. You got Broby, the big Broby fans out there. Azzy, Clutch JD, and then Duffy season. But here on the Vault so far, it's been a lot of early engagements, but it's really been Blue holding down this back line of defense here, Corpse.
Yeah, and that's the thing on Vault. Everybody knows P2 is a money hill, so they always have an AR sitting back here, always want to anchor for spawns. The bad thing is they're getting put in a little bit of a blender because OU is just saying, hey, we'll fight this from the front. And guess who? Hazzy, the captain, usually the main AR player for this team, the Rock, the anchor, has mixed it up, and I like it. Bring another sub out on Vault. Get it in their faces. Oh, no,
I think he maybe just picked it up off the ground, but I like this. He's closing the distance exactly how you want to get up close and personal. Unfortunately, he goes down, but Duffy isn't there to follow it up. You take a look at that mini map. It looks like the side of Adrian College is set up for this P3.
Yeah, and I was interested to see that number 3. He was pushed out top cat. He decided to come back towards P2 to make sure it's secure, but bro be able to slip into the back line. Great gun discipline. We always love to see that. Week in, week out, Broby has displayed situations. I mean, I think you were there that one week they were playing Vault Control. He was able to slip in a threat to 7v3, and they just flipped the odds. Unfortunately, he isn't able to find much there, but that's the story on P3. A lot of white time. Not much people are going to be getting money.
No, absolutely not. But he just really delayed time. Everybody from Adrian backed up. Once they knew Broby, you saw all 3 players just turn around and hunt him down. He just played behind the statue, played his life, made sure that he forced all those players off of that P3. And now they're able to get a little bit of time. But he follows up with a kill of his own. You now have flipped the spawns. You're getting a little bit of this P3. Ohio, if number 2 reads this for the next one, they might have a good chance of holding on to this P4.
And this is a tricky situation. Clutch JD able to come away with a huge kill right there. He's on a 5 streak too. So Jaden Morgan, do your thing this match. Hey, we love to see it. They're all locked in at the Scribes Arena, and honestly, they're feeling better than ever. The game is plugged in, and ultimately everybody's shooting as Clutch, starting off on a 6 spree. 12-6, the man's locking down this hill on his own. And again, we're seeing a sticky situation for this OU team. They're deciding to fight another money hill from the front. And as 30 seconds have gone by, Adrian finally finding those 2 kills is going to solidify it for them.
Great dealing with the pressure on the side of Adrian. They made sure once that one player was kind of isolated on the hill, they dealt with his teammates around it on the side of Ohio. And then they just eventually collapse onto the one player on the point. They got the hill right back to it, but you're still getting a tad bit of contest. So if you're not getting 50 or 45 seconds on this hill, you can't consider it a success because Ohio, they have gotten at least probably 20 off of it. So job well done. Just at least make it a little mixy.
Well, 100%, because again, like OU, it's been sticky. It's been a bit choppy for them early on in this fall. We've seen time and time again, P2, P4, at least through the first rotation, they've been a little bit late and they've had to fight the hill on the front side. So if you're doing that and coming away with 20 seconds, that's 100% a win, because then you're setting up for the rotation to P1 or maybe that next hill. But as we're hopping into this, we're seeing P1 for the second time. Adrian able to find a nice 3 dead, gonna clear some road for them as OU number 3 trying to flip spawns, trying to get a little bit crazy. Only able to find one, and that's Broby. And if I'm not mistaken, it's looking like Adrian's coming out here. They're able to rebuttal.
This has been an incredible P1, and it's the man himself from dusk till dawn as he found that triple to get on into that P1, and they held it valiantly, and they actually get a lead change, and then he comes in, takes down Broby in the back, and it's going to be left up to Hazzy here in a 1v1, gets a solid timing. Will he go down? Dusk is making plays, and he still takes up that player, allows all day to find the kills. Hazzy somehow gets gifted the backside spawn, but Dusk was doing everything right for the side of Adrian.
Yeah, I mean, that was insane. I think it was because where number 1 was at on the minimap, he was spawned. He was towards that trophy room, so he was more or less blocking for his team. And then like you said, it gets gifted a spawn. They capitalize on it. They get a break at 30 seconds. But now, if you're Ken IQ, not able to pull out the smarts, and now that's 1 down if you're Ohio University to fend off this next wave. That's the thing about Hardpoint. You know, me and you have been granted this opportunity to cast them for what, like 8 weeks now, 9 weeks now, and we have felt that sometimes on these maps that are more traditional and more like, hey, you need to have certain big holds on money hills, OU has struggled a bit. I mean, have you seen anything in this map that has kind of improved?
That was a different P2 hold. They did not have any ARs challenging the front, so they kind of allowed Adrian to get pushed up to that long hallway, and then Broby, he was holding that backside with the sub, so he ended up just allowing those players to get pushed up. He took his 1v1, and they allowed the submachine guns on the other side to kind of develop that own natural pinch, so they did a great job on the P2. The P3, though, honestly, it's been all the side of Adrian, abiding that one play from Broby early on in the first set.
We'll see what happens here. It's now P3 being owned by OU right now. They're fighting this from the front side again. That is the tale of this Bobcat team. They like to get in your face. The claws are out. What can they find? Broby not able to find much. Now Clutch JD gonna try and hit a route. Good stop though, and this is the hard part. We haven't seen Adrian have a complete setup. We didn't see it on that last P4. If they are able to find their power positions, which is looking like the case, it's looking very difficult for this OU team to get in, but hey, Hazzy provides a nice double kill. That may do something. Oh, a nice little pre-fire to the door. Hello, Landon Wilson. The man loves tacos, and honestly, let me tell you, he's providing right now.
He's absolutely provided. We didn't catch the double on screen, but that final kill just immediately broke out into the hill. You're saying they didn't have a good setup, but immediately they had 3 players around it, then 1 player just busted on in through the defense. They pierced on into the heart of the enemies, but Adrian, they didn't they didn't let that falter them. Ken IQ stayed in top gold, made sure he was at least playing a power position, and they're right back on into the hill, and then unfortunately the caster curse comes back, and they are all going down.
Yeah, and this is interesting. OU fighting for 20 seconds on P4. I mean, it's still semi-early. Well, I guess with their lead, they decided to do this is going to extend it to about 70 points. So I guess a good play call. But a lot of the times you don't see that unfold. Again, it's more, hey, let's rotate early. Let's be the first ones there. Let's get our setup. OU making sure that you stay on your toes. I kind of like it. Not a lot of teams do that.
No, not a lot of teams at all. The one thing I've kind of been noticing about Adrian, everybody's trying to make individual plays. They don't seem to be gathered around each other playing trades effectively. And just like that, 2 players right there from Ohio, they play their life. They know they didn't need to challenge early, and then they just allow the team shots to come on in. It was an early break. They had adapted from when Adrian made something happen, but that was also due to the triple Duffy season follows it up. Hasn't been really lighting up the kill feed as he has a minute in time, but 13 and 17 still respectable numbers.
Yeah, that's the thing with Duffy. That's kind of his forte, man. He's OBJ all the dang way, but he will provide clutch kills when it's needed most. So, I mean, don't count the man out. He can provide a spark, but If you're Adrian College, Ken IQ wins a nice gunfight. And again, we're seeing another situation where if you're OU, they're trying to provide spawn, they're trying to play for spawns, and it is all day Sergeant able to find a nice couple kills. That's going to spawn this OU team out. So again, another situation where you're fighting a hill from the front side. But honestly, it hasn't even mattered as much as I've harped on it. They found their kills. They have won their chows, and they just kind of put Adrian in the dirt on their setups.
That came into Ken just winning that 1v1 against Clutch, and Clutch knew he was there. He just unfortunately got gunned when he went out for the challenge. Ken IQ again, another one, staying alive, but look who it is. All day Sergeant, 7 in a row, 32 and 21. Gonna try to take this gunfight against Clutch JD, and oh my goodness.
The snap.
Who is this man?
I mean, I can tell you he's a sergeant for sure. But other than that, they find a nice couple kills. They're going to leak out again. OU settling for scrap time. It's going to put their lead at about 20. Number one's going to have to go huge here. As players collapsing on all doors, that's Duffy able to win a nice one. Broby also in the kill feed. Duffy, can he stay alive? He does just that. That may have been the nail in the coffin because now he's holding a power spot top art. It's going to be funnel system through the street. They got 2 people on this P3 hill. Good luck trying to break through mid doors, which Broby is watching.
Yeah, but the shots are clean. The ARs, honestly, just from Adrian, have been a tad bit better. The shots have been clean. I think that the fact that Ohio's kind of been running 3 subs on this game is a tad bit different, maybe just in certain situations. Hazzy, though, 25 and 23. And then Duffy, again, like we have said, he's not a player that's really going to get all the damage, but he makes the smart plays when you need him to, and he is relied upon again. One more chance to break on in and at least hold this. Is he going to expect it? And then he gets caught out. All 3 players are down. This is worst case scenario here for the side of Ohio.
Yeah, Adrian played that P3 perfectly. They were all rotating towards that P4. I was like, nobody's going to chow old, but they did. Look at that. 2 in the feed. 2-for-1 trade for this OU team. Huge. Clutch JD. Can he live up to his name? Breaks the door. The audio cue should be in. Wins a massive one. Player from top P4 drops down. It don't matter. Jaden Morgan again goes huge. And now, what can you find but a nice 3 for this? And all-day Sergeant putting on a clinic 37 and 24. Able to respond with 2 of his own. Adrian College still in the mix of things here.
Yeah, they are in the mix of it, and you don't even have a chance to call on the screws. You are baiting. You are switching. Look at the kills. Clutch is in. Hazzy is there, but the hold is through. It was a Donnybrook on the point, and the side of Adrian have came out on top.
See what happens here. You got one more break if you're the side of OU. You need to extend it at least 10 seconds. Clutch JD trying to go in. That's a huge 3 dead. 244 to 244. Broby isn't able to get the timing on the kill. Duffy falls down. Now you gotta fly. I don't think nobody's gonna get there in Adrian College. Hold on.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, hey, if you want to talk about a 7-2 matchup against both teams, we're here for it.
Oh, we are here. I have a feeling this series is going to go the distance here, Corpse. Look at the resilience. You were relying on essentially all-day Sergeant, but this was that early break on the second set. Hazzy, disgusting triple. But give credit to Adrian. The fact, all they did was just play around the hill. They weren't playing, they were allowing the players from Ohio to really get up close and right on into it. And the fact that All Day Sergeant played that door so well, he got tagged up, he, backslid, and then the shots came through. He found one, had the teammate support. Wow, what a way to end that map 1.
I mean, I'm speechless. I'm not gonna lie, Graf. I did my homework, and looking back at Adrian College's like first eight or 9 weeks, I was like, all right, I don't know what to expect because again, their first like 6 weeks, they were perfect. They had a bunch of 3-0s against some lower tier teams in the Midwest Metro. And I'm like, all right, they're building their rap sheet. They're coming in with some confidence. And then, like I said, the last 2 weeks, they lost to some heavy hitter teams. Northwood Blue, we all know is the top team in the Midwest. And then they also lost to Midway, who is right above them. That was a 3-0 though. So it was a close hard point, close S&D. They got blown out in control. So I'm like, all right, this is going to go one of 2 ways. Hardpoint's going to be really choppy, or it's going to be very close, or we're just going to see a bloodbath. And Adrian College have provided.
Oh, they provided, and just what a grit and determination to come out with that map because they were playing on the back foot for a majority of that entire game. Yeah, they had kind of a comeback towards the second half on that the P1 second set of rotations where I believe it was Ken who came in, or Dusk, that found a triple, got him right back to even, and then again you pulled away. It was a solid P2 hold right back from the side of OU, and then you unfortunately kind of fall apart on that P3, the P4. You had everything set up. It kind of came down to clutch, finding that big triple in the back, and then they just were not able to capitalize upon it. They lost the spawns, and it kind of felt like they panicked. It was still a 240 to 210 game. They had the chance to find multiple breaks, and I felt like they just kind of forced the issue, and that isn't always necessarily the case in the best decision.
And I think that also comes from like what we have seen from this OU team time and time again. This is a team that likes to push the pace. They like to kind of be aggressive. And I'm not saying that's wrong in late game scenarios, but when you are kind of when you've been trained like that, when you've been playing like that, and when you get into these late stage scenarios, the pressure then adds to you. And like you said, that's going to make it even more feel like, hey, we gotta go, we need a break, and then. Somebody is just gonna, just overextend or take a chow and nobody's there for the trade. I mean, it's just hard because again, my big thing is, if you're OU, I felt like we didn't rotate enough, and I felt like our setups got broken too easily. So that's my thing.
And then not to mention on kind of that final push where that triple came on in from All Day Sergeant, they all tried to push in through side door. Nobody tried to take a route and maybe try to develop their own pinch, win a critical 1v1, and just at least forces the eyes off of that door because they had all of mid covered. They had already pushed all the way through towards that dumpster side, and they just started to flood on through, and that's not the way to go about it. There's 2 players on the point, and I think they kind of had that information, yet they still went on through that door. So you're going to go back, take a look at that VOD, and you're going to have to correct some of those mistakes in some of those moments where somebody has to make the heads up play and not hit that panic button.
Yeah, well, that is for the past, like you said. That is for VOD review. Ladies and gentlemen, for those that don't know, we have a triple vault for the first 3 maps, and my friend, we're heading into your favorite S&D vault.
It is my least favorite S&D. I wish it was a red card. I wish it was a red card full through and through, even though I know that map gets a lot of flack. Vault should be the first one to go if there's a new search and destroy map added, just due to the fact that it's the same thing over and over. You go on into the A site, you get a quick bomb plant, you basically watch over so nobody hops into pool, and you just play numbers around the point, and that's all you need to do, and you essentially win your trade battles, and that's it. So this is exactly how it goes. Team gets the bomb down. Dusk in a 1v3. Shouldn't have a whole lot of chances to clutch this one up, but moments.
20 seconds left. Let's see if he can find something. He's got both weapons, but I mean, this man's just trying to find a free kill. And OU, they know it. Once it went down to this 2v1, we saw both players come into this vault area. Yeah, he done got time.
You're not going to be able to come away with that one immediately. No. The quick bomb plan is down. Corpse, if you're playing this map on the defensive side, how do you prefer to kind of take it? We've seen teams really bunch up towards the middle, and then we also see teams like 4-stack maybe try to go in, hit the backside. What do you think is kind of the best course of action to try to retake this bomb site that's been so difficult and caused so many problems for teams?
My thing is, I feel like after watching a lot of FaZe play this map, is kind of, you really need to push the pace when you like flush out that player that's backside P2. So a lot of the times they have Simp or a BZ run through the middle of the map. They clear out P1. They're heading that route towards P2. They get that AR that's lurking there for the attackers, and then somebody comes in from that vault control door, and it just creates all these angles for at least the attackers to look at, because like, oh, they're bombed down, and then obviously you have the hole to worry about. So it's just, I feel like if you can really get that first blood on that main AR that's sitting in the backside of P2 is really what's going to come through on your defenses.
Couldn't agree with you more, but look at this heads-up play by Hazzy. He heard that door open, and if he peeks us at the right time, he's going to get such good timing. He sees Dust. He sees the bomb getting planted, and he doesn't take either gunfight. Oh, he might. I'm not sure. What do you do in that situation? You get the information where both players are, and a little difficult. And has he? Yep, trying to go hunting. Going hunting.
Okay.
Gets one onto Dusk. 1v1.
It's gonna be hard, though.
IQ versus Hazzy.
Yeah, like I said, I was about to say this is gonna be hard. Ken IQ isn't top art though, so interesting position. He's just gonna be playing bomb checks. Hazzy, I don't know if he's gonna check this corner. Is he gonna? Oh, the timing doesn't go his way.
Go.
He's weak. 14 seconds. Ken IQ knows this. He's running. He's running and gunning. He's top art. It doesn't matter. 9 seconds left. Hazzy with the pre-fire, almost come away with the kill. But Adrian College, take what is the offensive round? Okay, I was confused. I was like, oh, did they take a defensive round?
I think Hazzy's gonna kind of 2-second guess moments right there. I felt like he maybe should have just taken that initial gunfight when he saw him and maybe forced that player to hop off bomb, or if he was just gonna stick it, he's gonna stick it. Or you just try to, take one of those chances, throw a nade, throw something. He threw the shoulder, maybe felt like he didn't have the numbers, and then when that player challenged out, he laid down expecting that challenge. He's got to just sprint at that person, right away. He waited a second, and it was a second too long, and maybe you get the kill, maybe you don't, but the hesitation is what forces you to lose rounds, and I saw a little bit there from Hazzy.
Oh, Duffy able to find the first blood. Hey, make it 3 in the feed for Broby. As now we're in a 1v4 situation already. Blue has made his way to black backside P2, but it don't matter. Oh, I guess they just find their kills.
They found him hot and they found him fast. Duffy, though, finishing it up, and he's kind of been that difference maker as far as finding those individual kills. Again, a guy that really isn't going to pop off in the respawns. He has his moments, but when it comes down to some of those 1v1s, he wins a majority of them, and there he just cleans up that final kill. But on the side of Adrian, it's been all day Sergeant. This guy has impressed me so far just with his gun skill and his game awareness and the ability to play his life.
Yeah, and he was that leader that kind of stemmed that late comeback for Adrian in map 1. So also he was their top slayer. So look for him to really get going. But Duffy has had his number. Duffy with another one in the feed. Hold on, 3 and 3. Ken IQ last one alive. Decides to use the pistol, but all the eyes of the lurking leopards of Bobcats. They're sitting there like, hey, yo, you're gonna run here? We got you in a box, bro.
It was midnight in the forest, and they pounced. Oh, yeah. They found the kills. And you don't even hear the screams. You just hear the gasp of air. Of course, we all know how it was when Sauron, of course, Christopher Lee knows exactly what it sounds like to get stabbed in the back. And I imagine it's a very similar sound when you get attacked by the Bobcat. Adrian looking to rebound, though, here on the defense. It's been very basic setups for them. Yeah. And they have not really pressured that A site. They are allowing the bomb to go down.
Well, I think what they're trying to do is hit these flanks, but OU has just been doing the same setup. Number 1 and number 3 sitting on these backsides, letting their ARs go to work. The subs are providing. God. I want to go to a Duffy POV. This man is on a fight. Well, God dang it. Well, he was doing good. Broby next one up. He's on a 4 streak, so let's see what happens here. He misses his shots, and now we're in a 1v2 situation. 23 seconds left, and look at that. Hey, I think that was a clutch final kill.
Believe it was. This has been all the side of Ohio. They know exactly what they want to do on this map. They've been changing up which sides they are pushing from. If you're on the attack here, we've seen this from teams. I think it was the Miami Heretics who actually had the comeback on Atlanta FaZe on this exact same map. Yes. Because they were not stacking that A site. If you are getting the bomb plant, you need to at least have 2 or 3 people and then have one person, of course, guarding the flank. That just simply hasn't been the case. If you're going to go to the aim bomb site, get 2 submachine guns in there, at least guaranteeing yourself the trade, and they simply haven't been doing that.
As now Adrian College hitting top cat. They're going to bang out this A site.
There you go.
First blood goes the way of Adrian. So that's going to be a huge factor because they haven't seen that since their, first round, second round win. So now in a 2v4 situation, Broby, what magic can you pull out, my man? Kieran McJoint Griffith. Oh, they're taking a lot of time on this flank, though. 30 seconds left. Broby. Did we not just see Broby? I don't know what just happened.
Yeah, Blue took a little bit too long. I think he was maybe waiting for that second player. He still secures the kill. Adrian, what do? You stack the point, you get the round win on an attack. Simple as that. I love that they finally made that adjustment, realized what they were doing wrong. And Blue, I mean, he was on a donut. He was on the 0-5, secures 2 at the end. So getting himself moving and grooving, and maybe the recipe to success is allowing this man to find some kills.
Yeah. I mean, he came up late as well in the first map. I think he was a bit of a slow starter, but really towards the late game, especially on that P4 hold, he had a couple of huge kills. Other than that, the subs are going to have to go huge for the side of Adrian, as now OU looks like they're going to do a little bit something different here. They're going to 3-man hit this A site. So they are changing things up. And that's the thing about Vault is because you know how it's played, they challenge, they get the first 2 bloods, make it 3. Duffy left alone in a 1v4. But what I was saying is on Vault, because everybody knows what the game plan is, and because everybody's like, okay, they're going to hit this A site, you really need to kind of change the minor things about how you hit it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the timings of when somebody checks, you know, it's somewhere in the vault, checks the corners, you get a stun hit, somebody doesn't have a trophy, that is a huge thing. If you go into the vault, you don't have a trophy down, it can be a nightmare. And Duffy spots out Sergeant, he does get 1. Oh my, what is Blue doing out in the open? Oh my goodness. But a wise play here, number 6, number 7, it's your 2 submachine guns in the vault where the bomb is. It's going to be a tough retake here for Duffy, and he only has 27 seconds to work with.
Yeah, and he knows he doesn't want to drop down that hole because that's not going to be a good gunfight for the AR, but it's going to be even harder to try and break it from this pool. That person's going to be heading that bomb site. Yep, shots are in. Oh. Duffy, you got to go. It's now or never. Pull off a 2-piece. Maybe. Nade goes out. 10 seconds left. It does hit. He's a little late on his slide. And unfortunately, the time just ate away.
And unfortunately, where all your players died in the same spot, so you couldn't even pick up a submachine gun, and the 2 players that you killed were the ARs on the other side. So maybe doomed from the start. You're potentially hoping for some type of connection. You actually did hit somebody with that Semtex, maybe not enough damage, but they were ready for it. They had both guns up. 2 back-to-back rounds for Adrian. Those mid-game adjustments here, Corpse. This is what Adrian has done. Maybe getting into another clutch situation.
Adrian! Yeah, you know, if you gotta get the reference, maybe that'll happen. But it's now we're hopping into this. Looks like it's gonna be another hit here. They're going through the middle of the map though. Dust gets down. They're gonna fly on to B. He gets the first blood. Interesting though. Everybody from the side of Adrian slow. There's the trade.
And they're getting that bomb down. Yeah, so you're gonna have a lot of players to deal with here. Somebody's going to have to clear out that backside, and it's going to have to be Broby, but he takes down the first one in Dusk. Does he get away with his life? I love what Ken is doing, though. He's allowing Sergeant to come through. Broby's got to go hunting.
This is going to be huge.
He's got to find this player.
He has the RCXD, so they blew up the RCXD. That's going to be huge.
Oh, man. Here we go.
Will the defuse come in? Number 7. Oh, Duffy knows. Duffy, my friend.
Oh!
Duffy! And, dude, do you think he knew where he was by the way the RCXD came out?
He might have. I think he was maybe... I thought he was going to go hunting and just kind of secure the kill once they found Sergeant on the outside. But, I mean, either way, I guess you kind of took that 50-50. He trusted his teammates, made sure that he hopped that bomb. But, my goodness, if Duffy misses a bullet or 2... I mean, he still would have, I think, had a chance to hop it. So, actually, you know what? I think that is the right move. He ended up not isolating himself in a 1v1 if he doesn't find that kill. And then it leaves kind of Duffy into a no-win situation. So, wisely hopped it, knew the trade was going to come through. Trusting your teammates. Ohio, get back on top.
Yeah, and for the man that we give a lot of flack for but not going positive in hardpoint is showing out right now. Duffy is 10-5 in S&D. As now again, OU hitting the safe bomb site. They get the bomb down. The subs go to work. Make it 3 in the feed. Everybody gaining a piece. As now we're already again in a 1v4 situation. Map on the line. If you're all day Sarge, what can you do? You find Duffy.
He's just got to go fast. Yeah, he doesn't really have time to waste. And everybody just chows out. Ohio, it got a little scared towards the midsection, but they end up pulling away. They made their own adaptations. They figured out what Adrian was doing. They changed up their strategies, and they had a game plan coming on into it. They executed.
Exactly, and I feel like it was just too much. Or what's the phrase? That's the way the cookie crumbles, or it's like It was
That is a phrase.
Adrian tried to make a comeback. They tried to do those minor adjustments, but OU was just like, hey, no matter what, we'll give you a couple rounds, but inevitably it will go our way. That's what I meant to say. Sorry, not cookie crumbles.
This is a huge series, right? Massive implications for the side of Ohio, right? If they win, they go to 8-2, and then they will, roughly have they would have a 22 overall map win, and then depending on how deep this series go, only a few losses on the side of Adrian. You're gonna go up to 8-3. You're gonna essentially catapult yourself into that number 4, number 5, depending on how Midway COD does for this week. And then you're going to get yourself up to, 21 and at least 11, 12, whatever the case is. So this is a massive matchup fighting for the top 4 spots.
Yeah, and we were talking about this pregame and before the cameras came on and everything. We were like, oh, Buckeye COD is playing Northwood Blue right now. And for those that really follow the Midwest Metro standings, those are the top 2 teams in Midwest right now. And it's going to be fun to see that. And ultimately, they're both 9-0, so somebody's walking away with a loss. It's going to help Bobcats. If you're OU, there's one matchup at the end of this split. There's one matchup that you need to secure yourself a top 2 spot, and that's going to be Northwood Blue. They need to beat them, Graf.
Yeah, Northwood Blue is an incredible squad. So them and Buckeye COD going at it. I mean, that's going to be an incredible series that's happening right now. Hey, you know what? And while we are waiting for this next series to go on up, everybody don't go anywhere. We're going to have that Map 3 Vault Control coming up after this short break. Well, maybe not.
I don't know if we're clear, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know if we are either.
All right, so if we are, if we are, we're going to be yapping. But as you guys can see, production has brought us a nice, beautiful camera of the players in Scribes Hall. Hazy is not unfortunately there right now, but I can tell you they're all living in it. And dude, I wish I could play in Scribes Hall, man. That dark green background with the green LED lights, man, dude, it feels so cool.
It's just being next to the other players, right?
Oh,
just, the fist bumps out, they actually hit. You have that extra chemistry kind of oozing through from players that don't have their own, LAN or potential environment like that. So you're kind of playing at a disadvantage. And not to mention, you're all going to be on the exact same connection. Even though you're all roughly in that Midwest area, you get the same ping. Just being next to your 4 teammates is going to make it that much easier.
Yeah, but now as we're hopping into a vault control, ladies and gentlemen, name of the game for me, I love to say it every time, Graf, map presence. That's what you need to do on this, especially. It's so defensively favored. It
is defensively favored, but Vault is probably the most equal one out of the 3 control maps in the sense you're probably winning maybe 35% of your offenses. It's not a ton, but at least it's not like 10% like a Protocol or a Hacienda where the defense is just able to dominate everything. Talk about dominating. Adrian, they're doing exactly that.
Yeah, they find a nice 4 dead. And again, Graf, this is the one mode that I was skeptical of Adrian. Again, going back to what they did, their control maps were very finicky. It was it was either get blown out or it was very close. So I feel like maybe this is their weakest mode. So if you're OU, you're hoping to take a 2-0 lead or 2-1 lead in the map count. So I'm excited to see how they do this as 3 kills go the way of Ohio University. They get a 4-man stack on A. It is flying. It is going. Done.
It's over. I like that. Get the 4-man stack. Don't waste any time. Even if you go all 4 down, you at least secured it for an extra minute. So you have 1:35 on the clock. But the setup is good in blue, switches to an AR. You can tell he just wasn't really comfortable when he had an SMG in his hand, so I like that he's changing it up. Maybe allowing some of his other teammates to get a tad bit more aggressive. Ken and Dust have just been some incredibly smart plays, some great gunfights, but you're looking for a little bit more consistency out of them. All Day Sergeant, he has been an aggressive AR for them, and he just continues to deliver.
Yeah, that team kill isn't going to help you there, as again, all day, living in this cruddy spot, vault control door. Player to watch is Broby here. He's made his way in. I don't know. I think Adrian knows something is up, but Broby able to take a gunfight right there. That's going to open up some things. Able to win another one right there. And now, if you're Adrian in college, you're going to have to hunt this man. Broby needs to buy as much time as possible. I don't think they saw him. He slipped through. Look at this graph. He's able to, oh.
Oh, almost gets it, but the unfortunate part was the rest of his teammates lost the gunfight on that B site, and so now they're trying to work their way back on into it. Dusk is there. Can he find the kill onto one member? He absolutely does. Duffy needs to stay alive, at least stop the clock. It's a 7v10, still doable, but now the support is there from the side of Adrian, and maybe that was a moment for Duffy to potentially back off, wait for his teammates to come on through, and Broby not able to win it. Ken gives him the do-si-do.
It's going to be hard. And again, look at this long flank OU's taking. Number 3 on the minimap, 24 seconds on the clock. He's going to have to go huge. I like what OU's doing. They're trying to play their lives. Clutch has found some timing. He isn't able to win that gunfight, though. And it feels like the cards are stacked against OU right now. Whenever somebody has a timing, I don't know what happens. It's that last second. Adrian, just the spidey senses are tingling.
I love it. They have been kind of feeling out the way that some of their players have been maneuvering around the map. They're trying to tiptoe themselves up behind, grab a free kill. All Day Sergeant making plays once again, and not sure if he gets this kill onto Duffy, but his teammate did. They wiped off the point. It's just a matter of slave power. They're staying home. They don't need to get it aggressive. They're just realistically holding on to that outer B street. When you're playing that outside palms, I think that is one of the best power positions on that side.
It truly is. It truly is. And I kind of want to know something here, Graf. We haven't seen a team go par for par with OU and slaying power since that week 3 matchup of UC and Buckeye Cod. So that is when I think this Bobcat team really tends to struggle, is when you have other players on the side of the opposition that can really go par for par. Like you look at Ken IQ, he's making big plays at times. You look at Dusk, he's making big plays. And I mean, I don't know what it is, but again, Ken just able to find a nice double right there. He's going to keep progress going on A.
He's going to keep the progress going, and I know everybody has been massive Broby fans in the chat. If you are from Ohio, you've heard this man's name, but he's been kind of silenced out through this series, so and that just kind of goes to show the way that the submachine guns have been frying for the side of Adrian. It's been Ken making a lot of these plays. The headshot is clean onto Hazzy, and then Dusk, again, not necessarily needing to make the big plays. He just needs to make the smart ones.
Let's go, but Ken IQ able to slip in. Ken IQ's able to slip in. The timing doesn't go his way. Hazzy falls. The comms don't come through. Duffy isn't able to turn around. The saving grace is the one kill from Clutch JD. That instantly gets traded out. Post spawns are here. Hazzy does deal with him. So there is something here. You can salvage it.
Oh, you could salvage it. Clutch JD. He needs to stay alive in this position. Oh, when he finds the two,
find a nice two.
Keeps him in it there, Corpse.
Has a huge 2-piece, and he's already pushing this out. He's going to look to find some more. What can he do? Able to spot one. Information comes in. Nice little snap right there. Has he able to find one? That's a 3-0 trade for the side of this OU Bobcat team. Trade comes in right there. And now this is the problem with Vault Control. Look at the map presence. You have that AR outer palms. Hazzy it is. You look at 64. But again, both teams, I will say both teams are leaving these long flanks open. And I just don't know if the timings have been kept in track of their heads.
Yeah, 15 and 5. Ken's about to make another play, but everybody kind of gets taken out, and he gets an awkward timing. Finally, he's going to give himself up. He finds two, but the rest of his teammates are falling. Duffy, he's going to fall. The stun connects in another moment for Adrian, but they don't have anybody near that point. They are all worried about Broby, who has found that flank. So it's flanks on flanks, but if you are at least delaying the time, you can win the kills battle.
Yeah, and if you're Ken IQ, you cannot fall because he is the one that's keeping that progress going. He's spawning them out, and IQ is his name. He's looking better than Kenny on Optic right now. Put it in the books. Yeah, I said that.
I mean, anybody's looking better than Kenny on Optic right now, let's be honest. But, hey, you know he's going to turn it around in back-to-back for the side of Adrian College. They know how they want to play it, but like you said, everybody leaving those back doors open. Adrian They just don't hesitate. They strike. Ken gets up close and personal, and maybe the comms coming in a little bit late from some of these kills.
Yeah, it could be that. And another thing about this OU team is I feel like it's getting choppy. I feel like it's getting more solo playish, kind of like what we saw Adrian at that start of map 1. It was very heroic plays. I mean, look at that. It was solo chow after solo chow through that back art door. Like, I'm not gonna lie. If I'm OU, I'm saying, hey, let's 3-man hit this. Let's get this guy out of top art and then work from there.
Again, it's just kind of those panic situations. You feel like everything's kind of falling apart right in front of you. You're not necessarily winning your critical gunfights. The teamwork. I was kind of harping on the side of Adrian, just not really showing up in that map 1. They still got the clutch done, the search and destroy. Maybe just didn't necessarily have the strategy they wanted to have. But they are coming out here in the respawn with a newfound confidence.
They are indeed. All day Sergeant doing everything, taking chows, and I don't know how he didn't see that player run right behind him, but he didn't. 2-for-1 trade on the point. Wow. OU. Broby. That's what it is.
No, Broby, and this is exactly how it started the last go-around, but you just were not able to make a dent on this defensive stand, and Hazzy, great timing on that, trying to take the gunfight against Blue. They take some range, but it is Blue winning the gunfight now. Stay alive. You don't need to hop onto this point quite yet. You have the lives, you have the time to deal with. Just make sure you're getting a tad bit more map control and not giving it up, as that's going to be Duffy to go down. Clutch, he's going to get caught out. Did he see that second player, though, in Hazzy? I don't think he did.
I don't think he did either, and I kind of like this stuff from OU. They had 2 players in the middle of the map. They had 2 players hitting the flank. A little bit different. The team coordination is better than their first offensive round. They get 2 kills. The problem with the Bobcats right now is they can't finish a full 4 dead. They have left remaining players lurk who make big plays. Kenny almost made a huge one right there, able to get the team kill. So it's still mixy around this point. But if you're Hazzy, you have to go huge. He falls, unfortunately. And now Duffy at range. Man, this guy's still picking up from the S&D game.
They're still picking up from the S&D, absolutely. But you're still keeping it close in the lives department. You get the opening 2. You say you haven't been able to find the clean 4 dead. And it's always been one player. Always been one player. And look at that team shell coming on in from Adrian. Job well done. Hazzy trying to make the individual plays. Can he find the 3rd? No. If he did, might have been a different story. Now it's up to Dusk. The Lone Ranger over here has a little bit of support, but the lives, this could come into effect.
It's going to be huge. OU have been in the lead this round. Something they haven't found in the past 2 rounds. Let's see what happens. They're going to try and bully their way through in the front side. Dusk, not able to hit the right nade. Trades come to clutch. JD able to win a nice 2-piece. Finally, maybe some sort of line. Hold the line, my friend. And it's now OU chugging along. It's 9-4 in the kills. This is what you need. Everybody funneling through the front side.
Yeah, just take your time here. You have a minute to work with. You keep one player on it, and I think a streak, getting used by Kenny. He actually kills his own teammate, so you bait out the cruise. It's a 7v2. This one's dusted. You're just going to want to throw your life away onto the point. They find the kills, and Ohio, they clutch up when it matters. They keep themselves alive here in the control.
Yes, they do. Especially on an offensive round. Like, we talk about how all control is defense. Right now, I feel like it's been all offense. I'm not going to lie.
It's been a lot of offense, that's for sure. At least from both ends of the spectrum. Now you need to show what can you do on the defense, because it's been a little staggering from the side of Ohio. Just haven't been able to get themselves going.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I feel like it's been Broby. The first 4 weeks, it was all Broby. He was the igniter, the one that got this team going. We have seen Clutch JD come up huge last week and stuff like that, Duffy and S&D. But I feel like in Respawn this series, he's been slow. So if anything, I want him to be the benefactor. I want him to, when he can start fully slaying, that's when OU's at its brightest. But Ken IQ, man, this dude is starting to heat up as well. 25 and 13. He was more worried about the score streak than that player. So unfortunately, his IQ kind of sunk right there.
Yeah, the IQ kind of sunk, but the gunny still ringing loud and true. You're getting outslayed. Hazzy has been phenomenal for them. 25 and 22. Clutch JD has found some big moments. It's just a matter of consistency. Broby, when, like you said, when he starts to get going, this team can really start to pop off. Now, you get a good line of defense. This is going to be so annoying to deal with. Number 5, it's all about this gunfight. Can he at least take down one with him? He does. So that's going to allow some of his players to get up. And has he? Oh my God. What was that?
I don't know, but as he's feeling himself, again, he's the one player not at Scribes Hall right now, but the man loves his mother's tacos, and it must be feeling him right now. As again, Landon Wilson putting the team on his back. He's able to find timings here. They play their lives perfectly. The pinch is in, and right now he's like a sphincter doctor. I don't know what that is. Never mind. I don't know.
Just though, taken down 2, and that's the opening towards that A site. But number 8, Blue, he stayed all the way towards Outer Palms. Does he win another one? No, he doesn't. It just allows the rest of his teammates to hop in towards the A site. This is realistically the only chance you're going to get to win it. Clutch JD finds an opening. I think a nade did happen to land.
Oh.
Now Dusk, along with one other player, is here. They're trying to collapse upon it. It's going to be Clutch JD. He finds the kills. Finds another one. Broby is there. It's a 17v8. This round is done. It should be dusted, finding something incredible from Adrian.
We'll see what happens here. They got one more send at this. 4 seconds. Ken IQ is going to stop the clock. Isn't able to win that. Has he has kept his team in this. And OU force around 5. Have you been keeping track of ticks?
They should have the defense. Ohio should have the defense because the lives came through. If they ended up getting, I think, that full cap, it guarantees, but I still think they have at least a 1-tick advantage since of how good that last defensive stand was. Oh, what? Okay, awkward gunfight right there for the side of Broby. He's going to be happy with it, though.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. That was when he had a nice 3-piece. Oh, that dude was like, "Hey, how's it going? What's down there?"
You fought so hard here for Adrian. What do they got to do here, Corpse, to get themselves this round win as they came out so hot?
If you're Adrian, you gotta. I don't even know, man. I feel like the steam has kind of been let out, especially that last round, or sorry, 2 rounds ago when OU had their first win. That on that offense, that was really when Adrian started to fall apart because, I mean, they were keeping up in lives, they were keeping up in map presence, they were keeping up in slaying ability. So I feel like that might have been the start. Well, it was the start of the comeback. And right now, Ken IQ, if you are your man, you are 33 and 20 on a 4 streak. Unfortunately, he does fall, but OU. Again, right back to this top balcony position.
I don't think he needed to do that. It's just fly out of that top balcony. Maybe a little bit of confidence coming on in with how good he's been playing. Broby, the one player, finds 1, gets 2,
finds 2,
gets
get
a
a
3. And he clears off the point. The man doing it all here for Ohio late in the map 3.
And this is huge. You love to see it. Number 4 able to pick up that B Street lane. Oh, Broby's starting to feel it. Let the man cook. Kieran McJoint Griffith going to town.
And knowing them by their real names, I unfortunately do not, but everybody from the side of Adrian, they're still keeping up with it. Few good kills. Yeah. All Day Sergeant, he has been the guy to find these doubles and get themselves right back on into the 8 point. You still have a chance here, and they should be able to come away with the capture, as that's going to be Broby getting slid on in a quick transition. But look at number 3. You're looking at Clutch JD, might have found an opening, sees 2 players cross, going to come out and challenge Blue. Too easy for him.
I really like that out of Clutch JD to hit that rewrap because there was a player outer palm, so he was watching that vault control door, and the timing went their way. So OU really starting to shape up here. If you're Adrian, you still are in a comfortable seat. You're only down 5. A clean 4 dead is going to keep this game interesting, but it's again, well, Broby gets shut down after 1, so I mean he's still preventing them from crossing that 50-yard. Ooh, Ken. Oh.
And this might be the opening. It might be the opening here, Corpse. Dusk, he needs to stay alive. It's going to come down to Clutch on that point. Broby, though, takes them both down at the same time all day. Pre-firing some of the angles. Does get a second. Beautiful shots onto him. The man has dropped 36, keeping them still in it. It's 13-9. So you still have a chance. They line up for a moment. He's trying to keep them off the point. It is chaos ensuing.
Inevitable. And again, look at this. The sneaky route master, JD, Self with the sub combo of Broby in the feed. Oh, you have turned things around. Now there's still 40 seconds left, but a 12v4 life lead is going to be detrimental to the side of Adrian. The player to watch is number 5. He's just lurked down there bottom. He made himself known. They know where he is now. And if you're Adrian, this could be terrible. All day Sarge, your slaying factor, your X factor has now given himself away. He falls. What can you do?
Oh, they might have this.
Yeah?
If they triple stack it and they stop him, are you kidding me?
No.
Will this be a 3v10? But
Okay.
Broby slides
There's
on
one.
in. The contest is in.
Straight come in.
Patsy.
There you go.
Ooh. Man, are we getting some nail-biting
I
rounds
mean,
here in the respawn?
Hey, if this is how it's gonna be, I'm excited to see what map 5 will bring us. Because I know it's not a respawn, but Skyline S&D sounds a whole lot more like a respawn to me.
It kind of does at times, but you got to think about the map 4. You get the reverse sweep here in the control. Ohio, they got to be feeling good. Broby has a great second half. 4,300 damage, leads the lobby, and then Hazzy continued to dominate 35 on the other side all day. Sergeant 36, Ken 36. It was Dusk, who unfortunately was not able to let the sun rise over him.
Yeah. I mean, what, like, Broby was sitting at, like, 17 kills when they were down 2-0, if I'm not mistaken. So, like, dude popped off. I mean, Clutch J did it as well. He did his thing. So, again, it's really when, like, OU has those subs getting into the mix and when they really are, you know, getting very active. That's when I guess the juices are flowing. That's when, you know, they're able to keep up with the best of them.
Yeah, being able to keep up the best and making sure that you are able to close out this series if you're Ohio. You kind of let that map 1 slip away from you in the final seconds. It came down to that P4, the one hold that is critical to essentially guaranteeing yourself a closer victory or an easier victory. It was the side of course, Adrian to come through and make some huge moments, and then you go on in the search and destroy, and it was kind of a beatdown. The side of Ohio, they knew exactly how they wanted to play it. They did not split up from their strategy, and once the side of Adrian made an adaptations midway through, they came in, and then they just kind of shut that out real quick and got it done in 6-3. And then again, the resilience from Ohio coming back down 0-2, getting the round 5 win in control. You love to see that bounce back.
Yeah, and now we're heading into a Hussi hard point. That's going to be that map 4. I will say, I think that was a big confidence booster for this OU team, especially, you know, you get a reverse sweep on control. If not, they would have been down 2-0. They would have gone into another hard point, which, again, we look back towards Vault. That was shaky for them. You know, it was inconsistency towards the end. And again, the pressure got to them. So on a map like Hussi, I feel like if you're down 2-1 in the series, it would be a lot more pressure, and I feel like there would have been a lot more mistakes for OU, so you have some breathing room.
You have some breathing room, and not to mention, I don't think either of these two teams have gone to a map 5 this season so far. Maybe on the side of Adrian, I can't confirm nor deny. I don't think Ohio though have gone all the way to a map 5, so we haven't seen that ultra ice that some of these teams are needing to go in. If you're going to go up against the big dogs, you need to have some of that confidence going on into map 5s, or at least making it there.
Yeah, the longest series we've seen OU play is a map 4 against Buckeye Cod, and they did win that control map in that series. So again, they are kind of late game starters, but I like how you said that. You know, you need the ice, and I, for one, would love to see a map 5 to see what OU's made of, but also for my heart, I would not like to see a map 5. Get it done here, boys.
Hey, we're on the Ohio University Twitch, so of course there's going to be a little bit of glazing over towards the Ohio fans out there. Hey, that's what, you know, I got to keep you honest out here, Corpse. I'm coming on in as a mutual caster. You know, you can't just be, you know, glazing them like all the Broby fans out there, but we're having a good time either way.
Can I explain myself, though? Can the defendant have a response? Okay.
No, there's no rebuttal. Close case. Sorry.
Okay.
Go on.
No, I mean, I'm a student of OU, so my heart's always going to be for them. But I feel like I get my one moment, then I'm done for, you know?
And he gets his one moment and he is gone, whether it's 10 seconds, whether it's a minute, gets the moment and he is out of there. But we are going on in to the map 4. It's the Hacienda. And the one player right now that's got to be the focal point here for Adrian, thinking in the comms, it's got to be Dusk. He's got to come back. Him and Blue, they have to combine for some big kills in a Hacienda.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. This is a map where the ARs come to play. So I'm looking at Hazy, I'm looking at Duffy, and ultimately I'm kind of looking at Clutch because I feel like OU, what they do on this map, especially Hazy in particular, and how open it is and because of the lanes of sights, they run 3 ARs. So I'm interested to see if they'll stick with that.
We'll see if they do. Is Broby already off to a 2-0 start, but look at number 7. Oh, goodness, there's 2 number 7s on here on the screen, so a little bit of confusion out there, but that's going to be Blue. Comes in immediately red. Hazy, he has been incredible this series. The AR has been shining. Will he be able to find any more? On the other side, it's been Ken IQ to keep up when it comes to those massive moments and individual skill.
Yeah, that's again, like you said, if you're Adrian, you really need Dusk and Blue to step up. I feel like, again, late in map 1, those two found huge kills, especially that duo. They were like working the map like honestly a lock and a key. So I feel like that alleviates some pressure out of the side of All Day Sarge and Dusk, Ken IQ. So we'll see what happens as Ohio University trying to break in through this P2, which is classified as a money hill. Ken IQ able to win a nice 2. Honestly, he keeps this in their favor. And again, Adrian off to a 20-point lead.
Wins a nice 2 at 2 HP. I didn't like that challenge out from Broby. He waited a little bit too long to take one player down. It kind of allowed those 2 members from OU to maybe pierce that setup. Ken delivers you the double. And guess what? You get that full 60 like you were talking about here, Corpse. They're going to go off to a 40-point, maybe 50-point lead coming in to this Vineyard Hill.
Hey, look at this real quick. Number 4 and number 5 at the depths of the map. I will give Broby his credit right there. He read that man to a T. Unfortunately, he falls right there. And again, OU on the rotational battles, they lose them. So right now, they're looking down the barrel of a gun because if they don't get some sort of time here, it's going to be looking very dangerous because, again, P2, P3 for me is a huge chain of connection, especially on Hossie.
Yeah, being able to string together those 2 hills is going to be massive, and if, of course, you don't win the rotation to the P4, it's tough to break at times if your utilities aren't on point. A half a second off, it means the difference. But if you are contesting it, I think you're going to take that right now if you're OU because you don't necessarily have the spawn, so you're trying to win from the front, and Hazy trying to push out, maybe extend the map a tad bit too much. You'll lose the final 10. Now Clutch JD gets shot in the back. Great coverage. That's going to be All Day Sergeant really saving that hill for the side of Adrian.
Yeah, because if Clutch JG slips through, he finds a free kill. And honestly, the player on Lambo that made this wrap right here, he's going to be able to provide support as well. Broby through the middle of the map's only able to find 2. He accidentally does a team kill. But the trades come through. OU able to reclaim this P4 hill. Clutch JD not able to find anything there. And oh my days, it's Trade Fest City. Adrian still at a 60-point lead. If you're OU, Ken IQ shuts him down. He says, I have your number. Map 4, right now, Hardpoint is going the way of Adrian.
Adrian is not looking back right now. Everything has been going right for them. The big kills, and then Hazy. It's somebody coming in with a double. That's been the difference here. It's been Adrian. It's been Ken. It's been All Day. Even Blue finding himself a double in some of these moments. But this final 20, huge for the side of Ohio because if you lose it, you're looking at 36 to 130. That's going to be a difficult comeback, and Duffy watching, unfortunately, the wrong end, and Ken gains all of that map control as well.
It's just been insane at what this man has been put on since map 1. Like, he has gone insane. Duffy, though, able to get the trade, make it another 4 dead for the side of Adrian, and look at this. Again, they get off to another 80-point lead. They have, I feel like it's been a steady growth for Adrian. OU has kept it choppy on these money hills like P2, P3, and obviously at the tail end of P4 right there. But if you're Adrian, you'll kind of take that because they're playing the long game. They're like, okay, we'll get like 40, 30 points here. Let's move to the next hill. Let's beat them on the rotations. Let's win our gunfights. All right, another 40 seconds. We'll keep moving along.
Oh, I love that bait and switch coming on in from OU, as now they're going to win the P2 spawns, and they're getting a lot of this P1 time. The last 15, they're going to decide to hop off it. They didn't feel like they had full map control. They're backing up, and number 4 loses a big gunfight. Hazzy, he's going to have to deal with 2. He hears the second. He's going to have to deal with the 3rd, but teammate is there. You don't win the spawns, but at least you're going to try to hold it from the front.
It was very interesting because number 1, Hazzy, he like pushed back Garden and he was playing so deep by that statue that number 4 lost that gunfight because he was overwhelmed. But Bro be able to keep this kill and interesting. Nice 3-piece for the man himself. And look at that. He's able to turn the tides. And again, that's been the story of these two teams. Big 3-piece, big 3-piece. It's honestly who's been able to get that final kill.
Yeah, who's been able to get that final kill, and guess what? They get the spawns. This should be the final 30 going their way. Okay. Broby tucking himself away in the corner. Ken not ready for it. Oh my God. Broby, a little scary there, a little sketchy. He secures it. They're going to get themselves right back in the game. They're going to be down by roughly 20.
Yeah, but I like where number 2 has gotten himself. He's top plat. This is very dangerous for the side of this next hill. Insane. That guy, oh, sorry, Ken IQ's not able to win that at all. That's going to be huge. You're now in a 4v3 situation. Clutch JD able to nice snap right there. And hold on. OU starting to feel them. They're starting to hit the timings. Clutch JD starting to eat up.
Yeah, JD, he has found some big kills too. I mean, he's not leading it, but every single kill he has found has been so impactful on the map, just giving his teammates space, allowing the reinforcements to be there. As he gets an opening, as he pulls out the submachine gun, you don't see him do that very often. And again, Duffy, he's just being the hill kitten. Unfortunately, sometimes the kitten does get drowned in water when it's not able to swim. But still, it's the side of Adrian keeping themselves in this game. The big 20 is going to be massive here. A 1v1, Dusk goes down to Hazzy.
And I like what OU has done. I really like what they've done. To start this map, they did a 2-2 split. So 2 players were running AR, 2 players were running sub. Hazzy has now switched to this third sub role. And honestly, it's brought a lot of firepower. I mean, he was heating up on Vault with an AR in hand, but the man on a sub, we saw it as well on map 1. He brought it out in some situations. He was able to find a big 2-piece. I feel like when he is in that third sub role, all the pistons are firing for this OU team.
Yeah, all the Pistons are firing, but this push was dealt with beautifully. Adrian, it really just came down to Duffy. That first player, once he fell, somebody turned around and felt like there was a flank coming on in. Adrian doing a great job at this rock hill.
And this has been their lifeline. They have done, yeah, like you said, a really nice job. But that's 4 dead for the side of OU. Again, another break with 25 seconds left. This could be huge. How are you going to hit this if you're Adrian? Looks like they're going to do another one blast push. But number 1 is able to snip through top ARFs. I can't even speak right now as he finds a 2-piece.
As he finds a 2-piece, but as Dusk following up with the 3 on top of it. Hazzy, last member left alive. He's going to allow his teammate to bump him out. Still, you have not been able to come away with the lead this entire game. Hazzy making differences on the map, making big plays in big ways. This is what you expect out of the man.
It's just been insane. As now, it's a 2-point deficit. This is the closest you've been, OU, since the start of this P1 hill at the start of this game. Let's see what they can do. They get a nice 3 dead. And IQ's last remaining member, Hazzy from across the balk, able to put in a few shots. This is going to be a little bit tricky. You need to maintain P2 spawns. You can tell this Bobcat team knows that. Duffy sliding over to Lambo, able to put in the shots, finds a nice one there. And now all focus on the front side. That's a clean 4 dead. Hazzy clutch JD. Look at this. OU, 20 seconds left. They're gathering this time. They're here for the rotation. Adrian, this could be huge if they can't find anything.
Oh, I love this play from Broby. Yeah, he just doubles back. He holds on to the side. They had all angles covered except for middle. Clutch should take out the player who's trying to come through. That's all 4 players dead. They all back up. They realize the spawn is clean. And now all you need to do, have a solid hold. Do you have a trophy? There is one in the hands of Clutch. I think you should lay it down. But here comes the streak. Whose was it? It's going to be the side of Ken. In number 7, though, blue all the way in the back. Here you go. The break is through for the side of Adrian.
How did he get that spawn? How did blue get that spawn? He got a nasty snap there as well. And now they get it. Yeah, like you said, they get a late break. They're not going to win it here, though. So if they get most of this time, it's going to be 220 to 218 heading to this P3 hill. If you're OU, how are you going to decide to hit this? They decide to do one more chow. That's 3 dead, though. Broby last remaining here. Isn't able to find that. Now, after that kill, it looks like everybody's going to settle for the rotation. Number 2 might try and play for some lurking kills. Adrian's off to the races, though. They're gonna apply a pressure through the middle of the map, and that's Can IQ able to find a nice one. Again, the Stallions. What can they pierce? Clutch JD and Hazzy shut it down.
It felt like Ohio panicked after they lost that P2. Somebody invested a cruise missile when they had no map control. So I'm not sure who called that out, but that might be the biggest mistake on the map. Because if you lose this right here, you're going to look back at that cruise and be like, hey, we could have stopped them here, at least allowed ourselves to get into a better position. They find the breaks, though, and now you're relying on your submachine guns. It's Broby, it's Clutch. They are getting broken down. Hazzy does happen to find one, though, and Clutch gets the help of one. Sergeant, though, toe-to-toe with Clutch. Here we go. The game coming down to some final seconds once again here, Corpse.
Late game theatrics, 239, 233. Adrian fighting this from the front side. What can you find? It's a 1-for-2 trade. It's 1-for-1 trade right there on the hill. Clutch JD out of the map route, isn't able to find much. Dusk with a nice 2-piece. Can IQ with another one. 10 seconds left for both teams to win it. Trades going on. Are they going to win this? They don't win it at all. So if you're OU, everybody's here. Everybody from OU is here on this new hill. This is going to be huge. Gunfights go down. Oh, Dusk able to win a nice one. Traded, though. Let's see. JD tucked away in a corner. And she's going to come through. 7 seconds. All day. Just going to play contest.
Here we go. Here we go. This is the moment. Clutch. He unfortunately overcommitted. You're relying on Broby. You're relying on Broby to go big. Duffy, though. He's contesting it. He's waiting for his teammates to come through. The submachine guns. They're following in.
There you go.
Duffy, he doesn't go big in the feed, but he makes the plays when it matters. OU, they bounce back here in the map floor.
You talk about a banger of a last map. Hey, hold on, Grab, hold on. OU.
I'm not doing it.
Okay. Okay. He's not doing it.
That's all you. That's all you.
Okay. That's fine. Everybody in the chat can fit. That's mainly what that's for. But I mean, Adrian College, they put up a fight, man. Dude, I love that 7-2. Again, I was very iffy on how they were gonna perform, but dude, they took this OU roster to a T.
Wow, what a series again. I mean, Duffy, bottom of the kill feed, but when he finds a double, it secures them the map. That is huge. It's just massive for them. The confidence is there. And I was about to, face palm when they invested that cruise missile. I'm not sure who called that out. Somebody take away that man's IGL card right there. No, I'm joking. But this is just two incredibly gifted hardpoint teams. That map 1, 250 to 244. Map 4, 250, 245. I would love to see these guys play 10 series and see who comes out on top.
I would love to as well, because I feel like they're evenly matched. Again, it's just like both teams have their struggles. Like you look at map 2, and even the start of map 3, the main Slayer Broby wasn't doing his thing, and OU had some lacking moments, and everybody on the side of Adrian was having their ways. I'm not gonna lie, these two teams remind me of moody 13-year-olds having their first periods, bro. It's like mood swings back and forth.
Mood swings back and forth, and I do want to give everybody else an update as it was going on in. I know we were kind of talking about some big key matchups that were going down. It was actually Cincinnati COD. They 3-0'd Midway COD. Ooh. So you are going to confirm yourself, at least for now, in that number 4 seed if you're Ohio. And then Ashland Esports Purple, they ended up 3-1ing the side of Hoosier COD. No. And that is going to be who we are going up against. I think, is it? Yeah, that's who we're going up against.
Yeah. Ashland Esports.
Wow. What an incredible series. I mean, talk about an upset as well. You take down one of the big dogs in the scene, Ashland, getting a 3-1 on Hoosier. that is massive for them, I think, is as they are going to confirm themselves higher up in that sixth seeding. So they are again toe to toe with Adrian, toe to toe with Midway. These two teams coming off a 3-1. It's really going to be anybody's series here.
Oh, dude, I'm excited for it. Hey, I'm gonna say it now, Midwest Metro, best division in COD right now, or the College COD League.
It just might be. There is so many incredible teams, incredible players, and just incredible staff alongside. You can tell the coaches, everybody is invested in this one. And there's a reason why I believe their top three teams are sitting in the top 25 overall rankings of the College COD League. You cannot help but, you know, give them their flowers. And now maybe the side of Ohio University's gonna start to make a name for themselves. Do you see them slipping in the top 25 here, Corpse?
I that because that's it's
It's
such
tough.
a hard conversation
Mhm.
because that was the topic of discussion when they first started. Like the first couple weeks, it was like, oh, you slamming these teams, put them in the top 25,
Mhm.
and then again going back to week 3 when they played Buckeye Cod and UC, that was the two matchups to be like, okay, if you win it, you're in. And I feel
Mhm.
like, again, since they didn't win those two matchups, I feel like that's what's been keeping them out of the top 25 kind of conversation.
Mhm.
Because again, you look at these, you look at the past 5 weeks, it's been fairly middle of the pack teams. But
Yeah.
I mean, again, every team has put up a fight. Hoosier Cod is a good, solid team. I mean, we even look at Adrian, a team that's fighting for 6-7 or 6-5. They're seven
Mhm.
and two. Like you wouldn't think that's a good team off record, but like, hey, well, not off record, but they're coming in and they're putting up a fight. So I think maybe can they squeeze into 25? Maybe 25.
Yeah, they might be able to. We'll just kind of have to wait and see. I think it's going to completely depend on this next series. Their
Yep.
hard point is clearly, uh, well polished, but I think there are moments that somebody needs to help them relax. You can tell they start to panic when these games are getting a little bit close. They're kind of relying on these individual moments, those two pieces, those three pieces from Clutch JD and Broby, and that's just simply not going to get it done. You have to have better setups, and you can tell they're just finicky, sliding left and right. They just need to be able to hold an angle and trust they're going to be able to come out. They ended up doing it there on the map 4, but man, Ashland Esports Purple, they are now 7-3 with a 21-12 record. They're going to go up against Ohio with a 22-7 record at 8-2. So this series, huge implications.
Yeah, I mean, you nailed it, man. I'm excited because I do know that OU played the other Ashland team at the start of the season. They played the gold, and I know that was a curb stomping. So this purple team got a little bit more life in them. You know, the Eagles are flying, caw, caw, caw. But for those that are still here, we're just gonna go to a short break. We're not gonna end stream. We're rolling right into the next series.
Mhm.
So it's gonna be like what 3 5 minutes. Just got to set things up for production. But stay tuned. And for those that are asking for a Broby interview, that's coming next series.
Are we
No,
in
I don't
break?
know.
I have
I
no idea. Zaylan, he needs to let us know, man.
I know. I let him know. I texted him. Oh no, we weren't on a break.
We're
Oh,
not on a break?
he just came back. So for those that again just watched our beautiful faces, now we're going to a break. I promised a short break. Less than a minute, ladies and gents. Ha, beat that on the over. But no, for those that are, again, tuning in, thank you for staying. We just saw an amazing matchup against Adrian College right there. It went to that map 4. What was it? Hasi Hardpoint. The series went 3-1. Each match was a thriller, except for the S&D, which Bobcats owned. But we're heading now. We're playing Ashland Esports. Graf is taking a little bit of a tinkle, so he will be back shortly. But Skyline Map 1, ladies and gentlemen, we all know the deal. It's Bang Out City, it's Sub City. And hey, look at that, Clutch JD. Well, I should say Mimic, able to find the first kill in the match.
Yeah, looking pretty good for the side of
There he
Ashland,
is.
and we hopped right on into the series here, of course. We got no time for breaks. All we are got time is for the gunny. And right now, Broby, he hit his stride second half of that series in the first go-around. Ashland coming off of a hot 3-0, again, or a hot 3-1 against Hoosier COD. Ohio doing the exact same thing against the side of Ashland. They are securing themselves that number 4 seed. But if they end up losing this in a 3-0 to here to Ashland, I think Ashland overtakes them.
It's going to be huge, and I don't know if the players know that, so we'll see if that happens, because the key to last series was pressure for OU. When it came down to late game moments, any sort of pressure kind of cracked them. So hopefully they don't know, because that might be in the back of their minds. But as we're heading into this P2 hill, OU's up 25. Exotics, last player in the back line, able to find one. Gets traded out instantly. And Graf, I mean, we talk about how Skyline's so mixy. I mean, P2 tends to be the hill that you can hold correctly.
Yeah, it technically does, but in just being able to hold it that much easier when there's a player on the side of Ashland yet to find a kill. Prometheus 0-6. The one player, I know everybody is a Broby fan out there. They want an interview. I want to interview this Hazzy guy, because he has been incredible. He has simply shown up. We knew he could slay, but he has hit his stride in this, tonight. It's been incredible.
Yeah, and I mean, they don't call him the captain for nothing. They didn't give him that role for nothing. So, I'm going to go back to that vault control last series. When the game was seeming tough, he was the one, especially round 3, that was finding 2-piece after 2-piece. He was putting them on that map.
Yeah, putting them on the map for sure. You know who else is doing it right now? It's going to be Mimic on the side of Ashland. He gets caught out. A bad timing. Clutch, when you talk about impactful kills, this guy is on the tip of your tongue, because he just continues to do it on a regular basis. Prometheus trying to come in. Hazzy, he again combines for a double. And it's just an overwhelming force of Ohio. They have been team trading incredibly well, and they continue to do here in the kitchen.
Yeah, and this is the map that we know. This is the map we know. The Bobcats on. This is their playground. Again, just because of how small it is, and obviously, where the spawns are, I feel like it tends to feed into their play style of more heroic plays. You can have a little bit more leeway with some solo chows. So I feel like that's when. I mean, again, OU capitalizes off of it, because that was a struggle in Vault Hardpoint map, that map 1. Like, that, towards the tail end, it was just solo chow after solo chow, and ultimately, you can't get away with that on Vault, but on Skyline, it's like, it plays into their cards.
Oh, it absolutely does, but great stuff from Duffy, just staying alive, and Broby on the point. They dealt with that push. It was a 2v3 for a second, and then everything comes on in, but Exodus continues to be annoying. He just finds these kills to take him off of the point and disrupt the setup. Duffy, what is he doing this map? That is right. He's finding kills, and if Duffy is slain, look at the score line. You are feeling good right now if you're OU.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially since he's that player that's always negative. I mean, well, he's always negative, but near even. So I don't want to give the guy like bad credit. I don't want to throw anything towards his way. But when you talk about this OU team and the slayers they have on it, Duffy is one that really doesn't come to mind. He really shines in S&D. But I mean, again, when that 4th player's finally clicking, like you said, look at how much of a gap OU has to work with here.
Yeah, they have a gap. It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And Prometheus, after an 0-6, has fought his way back to 7-12, make it 8, as he's looking for another one. Unfortunately, the trophy does go down. You're trying to pull in some of these long flanks. Duffy trying to find any sort of opening. Does get one. Duffy gets a second. and Duffy gets a third off
What?
screen. Give him all
Make it 4.
The Duff Man from The Simpsons is coming on in, and he cannot be stopped.
Honestly, dude, this guy was hyped. I mean, talk about Hungarian goulash. Tony Graham has been eating it, and it's been fueling him. His favorite food is now 17-10. He unfortunately falls, but he gifted his team spawns. And now with 12 seconds left, you're sitting nice and pretty for P2.
It ain't Christmas, but he's handing out gifts already. I absolutely
Yeah.
love to see it, but still, Ashland, these guys are not giving up. They've been capitalizing on their kills. They have had a solid conversion rate, at least getting time when they find all 4 dead on the side of OU. So that's going to be their recipe to success, is can they hold a full 60? And they just haven't been able to find that opportunity. They haven't won any rotation. That is the biggest thing, I think, except for that P1. Ashland, they're 1 for 6 right now.
Yeah, but this is huge. This is a huge break. 40 seconds on this P2 hill can really put you back into this map. The thing is, they're spawning out. So again, what seems to be like hope for the side of this Ashland team is immediately responded with, I guess, good spawns for OU because nobody was in the back line. You just were able to get so far up the map. By the time those players spawned in, they were spawning backside P3 or grass, whatever you want to call that. And now you're able to secure, what, 25 seconds of time? You're now here for the rotation. And again, you named it, or I said you named it. Rotations have been killing this purple team.
Yeah, they just haven't won it. I guess they actually are probably now 2 for 7 because they did end up winning, I think, this opening kitchen hill. I did happen to forget about that. They just got broken down so easily, and you had 2 players there in good position for Ohio. You find yourself down by 100, but you're still not out of it. Continue to trade efficiently, and you're going to find yourself right back into the game.
And the player on the side of Ashland that's been keeping them in this is Mimic. He's been doing a lot with this AR role. He's been setting himself up in positions like Hot Tub here, and he's been letting his subs play around with some certain lanes. Exodus able to find a nice double there, and now Link also getting into the feed. He's now even. They're clinging back. They are still here like that one ex-girlfriend. That will not go away.
Oh my god, talk about back-to-back just killer spawn. Like, if you saw where Exodus just spawned, your mouth would be agape. That was ridiculous. Because, and then Duffy spawns right in front of him, so I guess the COD gods are like, you know what, we kind of messed up right there, we'll give Duffy one. And so he just holds the back line once again, but you're in the P4, who is all the way in the back? It's Sir Duffy himself. He doesn't even need to do anything. He's allowing his submachine guns to find all the kills.
He's chilling back here. I love this man. He's trying to influence spawns, and at times it's working. But again, OU, they get a break right there, inspecting the nice little Jackal PDW. They're up about, well, they're almost up 100. So we'll see how this happens. As again, Ashland just, I don't know. It feels like it's taking 2 waves of Ashland to really even get to the front side of this hill.
Yeah, now Broby's the last member left alive. He's going to look for one, and yeah, he knows he's there, and they just leave him defenseless. So now you find some kills, and when Broby is in a 1v2 and he gets no ticks against him, he's gonna win that second gunfight 9 times out of 10. Mimic, he's been keeping himself in it, but it's kind of been these ARs that just, or excuse me, the submachine guns from Ashland that just haven't been able to keep up.
Yeah, and that's a huge factor on Skyline. I mean, it's very sub-heavy. So when you're having an AR be your top kill leader, either he's super aggro or something ain't clicking. As now, Mimic
God.
is dancing. Unfortunately, isn't able to. Yeah, he was doing everything. I mean, they were mirroring each other.
I mean, he was tap dancing. He was walking all over him. As he didn't end up winning the gunfight. If he maybe had a few extra bullets left in the magazine, might have been a different story. But Duffy, 23 and 17, back into the feed, back where he wants to be, is right on into the hill. Everybody's collecting time here for the side of OU. And, I mean, as look would have it, they are 4 seconds away from closing this one out.
Yeah, Ashland, though, able to find a nice one. They're able to find a break. They have spawns for P2, but again, that player that is lurking around, number 8. Okay, so Prometheus does pick him up. Good job out of the side of this Ashland team, but it's going to have to be picture perfect, and we all know picture perfect COD with 4 seconds of wiggle room is very, very difficult.
It would be the greatest comeback, I think, of all time. You would have to come back from 120 down and deny a total of 4 seconds to the side of OU, but they're doing it right now.
Yeah, they're doing it.
Broby actually could have been collecting a little bit of time right there, and he actually gets 1 second. The teammates are in. And again, you don't need to panic, but all 4 down. Still have plenty of time to find this break. You leave one member on the hill. Has he? Oh, what is going on there? They get all 3, all 4. It's over.
What did I just witness, Graf? Everybody was flying everywhere. Even after that first initial break, that first initial attempt. OU, everybody flying here. People are coming from pool. OU's coming from pool. People are turning around. Everybody's sliding off. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, yeah.
I mean, that sometimes it's just a little bit of chaos that happens here on the skyline. And somebody's trying to take basically full control of this mansion. OU. And they just do a phenomenal job of it. Overall, they continue to show how good they are in their respawns. 250, 153. It realistically could have been a 250, 120 if they just cleaned up a few kills. But everybody is positive. Hazy, 35 and 24. Corpse, this guy is just simply in takeover mode right now tonight.
It's been full. Who I don't even know what like LeBron in that 3-1 comeback. I mean, the man just snatched the ball, and he's just like after that block on Iguodala. Let me tell you, he was feeling himself, and again, just like Hazy, feeling himself since that first series.
I got the football references. You got the basketball references because
Yeah.
I'm not going to know half the names. I know the big ones, but of course, Iguodala, yeah, that's not a guy I'm going to be able to remember his name. But what we are remembering right now is this series to come. I don't know if we got the map sets here. I don't think we actually got it communicated. They had to do it so quick, but we're going to be hopping on into this search and destroy. We're not necessarily sure what map it was. We saw the side of OU dominate in the vault. Do you think they're going to kind of run that one back again?
So I do have the list right here. I was able to find it. So map 2 is going to be Hasi S&D, and me and you both like casting this Hasi S&D. It's become it's become a favorite for mine, but I know you're a red card fan. I mean, they have similar tastes, but it's also different from Vault. I mean, this is a map with more creativity, more play calls. You're gonna have to be more diligent on your pushes.
Yeah, and it has to be well timed and making sure you're essentially capitalizing upon yourself. And oh no, oh no, oh no, what's going on? And we just hopped on into a completely another series. Broby brought us on in. Broby, the man. Unfortunately, I don't know what he did there. And now we're going on into another league match here shortly. So everybody, while we get this figured out, don't go anywhere. We're gonna cut it back after a short break.
right, ladies and gentlemen, we sorted some things out and we got the problems all set. So for those that are just now tuning in, it is going to be a Hossie S&D. We are in the second series of tonight. We're playing Ashland Esports Purple. And right now, map 1 went the way of OU pretty dominantly, Graf.
Yeah, it was a great start. I mean, 250, 153 could have been a little
Yeah.
bit worse. You're hoping to keep that up here in the Hacienda. I love how you said it. This map, you have a lot of creativity as a submachine gun. You're able to find some of those sneaky routes. So let's see who's going to be able to make the difference here.
OU deciding to hit top Valk first. The collapse is going to come into this P4 though. Exodus able to find a nice trade in and out.
Ooh.
What can he do? OU has he able to sneak with another one. So the numbers are through the Bobcats. And I like this. They decided to hit this top secret out. They said, hey, A is clear. They had the information. Let's just put this bomb down nice and early.
Yeah, good play there. Didn't need to force anything. Duffy, he backs up. He has been that star when it comes to S&D. I believe he finished it at around 12-6 against the side of Adrian. So let's see if he can find one more.
The timing. Did they see him? I think they saw Duffy.
They did. They saw Duffy. Duffy's going to get shot here. Or, baits away.
Oh, Exodus able to find one in the
wow.
feed.
Oh, wrap it back. Wrap it back.
Oh, they're playing hide and seek. They're not able to find any of these players from the side of the Bobcats. And Bro be able to find one. Bomb checks come in. We're into a 1v1, but you might as well. Okay, so Defuse isn't even going to come in. This guy's going to play for the kill.
Playing for the kill, but Duffy, too smart for it, realizes he only has to check out a few seconds left. He knew nobody was hopping the bomb in time. And Duffy just running away for his life. That just shows what the difference is sometimes you got to fight, you got to flight, and he was in flight mode.
And I mean, I really like that, like, I guess, patience out of Duffy because we know this OU team, they can tend to be a little bit egregious on their ego chows. So if Duffy were to chow that gunfight, let's say he lost that, they would have been in a 2v2. They didn't know where Exodus was. He was lurking on the flank. It could have been a dangerous situation, but even better out of that main AR role for Duffy.
That great stuff, but the trade's coming on in through Prometheus. Duffy on the back end, so just engagements towards the middle of the map, and they quickly get the bomb down. Big fan of quick bomb plants. Prometheus, can he somehow stay alive? It's really going to come down to Duffy and what kind of timing he gets in this. Oh my God, is it going to go his way? Oh my, what just happened? Oh,
is
Duffy.
he going to go? Oh, okay. Good. I thought we all know what Duffy was going to do there, but 30 seconds left. You're in a 1v2. If you're Link, you just got spotted. You got to play your life, but 2 subs, they're just going to fly. Yeah,
they fly out. They just get it done and gives a few shots at him. 3 in a row for Duffy. Yeah, talk about timing. A half a second difference. If that Ashland player is running, he spots him and he probably finds the kill on the Duffy because they just basically chest bumped off of each other. And I thought he was going to go in for the assassination. I've seen a few players try to do it and get turned on. It's not fun. It's not fun.
I feel like he feared that. He feared that. That's when we went to his POV, he had the pistol, and we almost saw the turn on. He was like, "All right, I better start shooting this guy."
Better start shooting the guy, but got to start winning a few of these rounds. 2-0 here for Ohio. They have advanced themselves, I think, in Search and Destroy. The one thing you can tell that they have been working on has been that search. They got a 6-3 in that vault. Already a 2-0 here start. Let's see if they can continue.
I don't know if I like this out of Ashland. They gave top Bauk. They gave it all up and allowed that player. It allowed Hazzy to slip through to find that first blood. Now, they are able to trade it. So it's a 3v3, and this is a fast flank out of Prometheus. Let's see if it's red from OU here. It is not. That's 2 in the feed. 1v3 situation for Broby. He's not able to find anything.
Yeah, they took over the site, and I think they took a little bit too long to get that bomb plant down. I mean, granted, they felt like they were kind of surrounded in that moment. Prometheus took down one of those players. Kind of came down to those individual moments in a 3v3. You're not going to have the numbers in some way, shape, or form. Great stuff there coming out of Ashland, just not giving up, even though they gave up that top belt position, like you were saying.
I was scared for them. I really was, because when you're letting a player like a sub, again, on a map like Hussie, hit a timing like that. Now, don't get me wrong. He immediately went on that B bomb site, so he wasn't really able to push through any map presence. But it's always a worry to give up some sort of lane. But they recover well. They get the round. It looks like it's going to be a B hit here, Graf. 2-2.
Oh, and he sees them. Yeah, that's just, yeah, unfortunate. Oh,
Oh, bro, B.
wow. I'm not sure. Wow. That's the freest kill you're ever going to get, and he just doesn't shoot him. He was trying to shoot the player on bomb, and I mean, you still have a chance at it, but you don't really give yourself. Oh, Broby, not able to do it, but yeah, that round, that's on Broby's hands.
I was just like, that's insane. Big whiffs. I mean, I know it's a hard kind of lane or a hard spot to shoot through, but I guess the church didn't teach Broby that, bro. Come on, St. Catherine's.
Something's in the water right there. Maybe he needed to get his vocals checked, but either way, 2 quick rounds for Ashland. They bounce back here quick. I like what they had been doing, sticking together as a team, making sure they're at least guaranteeing themselves those trades, and they get themselves right back to even.
Let's see what OU does. They love hitting these top secret, bout pushes. Because now, again, we're seeing Clutch JD work it. It's a 2-2 split out of the side of Ashland. Oh my god, the timing on that. The timing on that. Prometheus finds the first blood, and guess what? He's able to get out, so he played his life perfectly. Broby on the hunt's able to find one. The timing doesn't go his way. Look at that, Broby from behind. Bang.
And it's just patience, everything. A few shots. Reach out across. As he's weak, but somehow gets away, and then Broby tries to, I think, come on in. Do the same route that I believe it was Link who found it, or Mimic early, and everything just slows down. They have him isolated here, and grabs one, not going to be able to grab the second. Broby should be there for the trade, or the teammates are. Got a little dicey there for a second, but Broby with the 2-piece, delivering them the round that they should have gotten last one.
It's huge. It's huge. I don't know. What have you seen so far, Graf? Gameplay, teamwork. What's been working for both teams?
It's been a lot of 2-2 splits, and it's a lot of impatience, I think, kind of coming on in from the side of Ohio. It feels like they just constantly want to run at some of these players. I think right now, if you're on defense, play a little bit more passive. Maybe have another player over towards B, but you don't need to be challenging anything else out. Just allow those players from Ashland to kind of come to you. And guess what? That second player is going to be there. And they come through. Broby with 2. Broby with 3. Broby! My goodness. He almost had a highlight reel.
Give the man the ace, but it was taken away. Oh. Talk about run and gun. I mean, Broby can do just that. Look what he's able to do.
Yeah, I said stack that B site with another player, and they just flew out and they said, screw being patient. We're just going to go in. We feel confident in the gunfights. Just some of those other teams, they might make you pay. It was a 2-2 split for Ashland. Unfortunately, the odds just didn't go their way.
It's now, if you're Ohio State, or not Ohio State, sorry. If you're Ohio University, you're up 2 rounds in a Hussi S&D. Honestly, one more round probably seals the deal, but we'll see what happens. It's a 3-1 push. They're pushing. This is identical pushes from both teams. Mimic able to find the first blood, instantly traded. Broby over here loves playing this lawn and grass right now. That grass is messing with his mind, but a set of another trades come through. Duffy able to put them on top. Again, the S&D legend for this Bobcat team.
Yeah, they're going to try to... Yeah, they're trying to quickly wrap that one back. And number 5, Exodus, going to get that opening here, and he might have a chance to take this player off a bomb, depending where he's planning it. Oh, and Duffy ready for the gunfight. The man, 8-3.
I'm telling you, I swear, he only shows out in S&D. I mean, actually, well, I shouldn't say that. When he isn't warm, S&D is his game mode. When he is warm, we saw it on map 1. The man can fry. So I feel like if you just give this guy ample time, he will cook.
And both of these 2 teams, I mean, they quickly hopped into this series. They were wasting no time. I think Ashland was just trying to ride that momentum off of the Hoosier COD, and maybe a little bit of franticness coming through. The setups haven't been quite as clean, and now you find yourself back in a 5-2 deficit and potentially on the verge of being 0-2 down in the series.
We'll see what happens here. If you're a Mimic, you're going to have to come away with another first blood. He does just that. He's been that leader for the side of Ashland. And again, a flurry of trades go down. It's 2-2. Already in the live situation. Bomb is down, I think, but Duffy knows this. Duffy knows this. He's able to spot one. He spotted the second. Information comes in, and if you're Broby, you're on the hunt. He is feeling himself. Oh, he's going to play this corner. I like this. Post
Yeah,
up.
I like this too. Just don't go hunting. Make him have to go and get the bomb. And unfortunately, Exodus, he is taking that long route, so he might spot him, but he does not have an AR in hand, so he might try to challenge this one out. Yeah, he's checking the doors too. He knows he's up against Broby.
I mean, if he's able to find distance, if he doesn't go through Seeker, I think he's able to have a chance at this gunfight. So, well, he went through. Well, he didn't. He hit the outer route. The timing goes. Oh. Oh, the patience, like you talked about it. Key factor. It's coming down to 30 seconds. Broby.
He's just got to trust himself in that moment.
He's got to trust it.
Yeah, he's just got to stick that corner and just trust that he's going to just look straight and that player doesn't check the corner. And yeah, ants in the pants. I feel like in that moment, I think his teammates are going to be like, hey, dude, you just sit that corner. It's a 50-50 that, you know, you're taking that opportunity. And unfortunately, as soon as he moved, guess what? Call of Duty, it's watching over you.
It really is. Is now. OU's up 5-3. They're doing their classic top bulk push. Everybody's running this. Another 2-2 split out of the side of Ashland. They're spreading this map very thin. RCXD in use. He instantly exploded, finds nothing. Look at number 7 on the mini-map, though. He's hitting a deep flank. How fast can he hit this to provide his teammates some support is going to be the key. He's able to find information on one. This is crazy, Graph. Who's going to find the first blood?
Yeah, Prometheus got spotted out, but it was Exodus who took down Hazzy and Clutch JD. So now you have to, you know where one of these players are. Yep, Duffy's going to get that information. Now it's going to be up to how fast Broby can go because Duffy needs to get out of there. And yeah, he's going to bash open this door. Does not check the right corner. Goes down. Duffy not able to do it. Prometheus with 2. Ashland. They are fighting back here in this series.
Oh, I mean, the mythological god just stood on his rock and was just like, oh, what a glorious sight.
I didn't get that reference, but okay. I mean, hey, that's all you.
Know. Yeah, I'm weird, so. You got paired up with a weirdo, bro, when you met me.
Yeah, that's, you know, they're not wrong. Who names himself Corpse? I mean, yeah, who names himself Corpse out here?
Yeah. All right, brother. All right.
Hey, we're having a good time, and right now, Ashland maybe on that verge of trying to break down the side of Ohio here. And oh wow, they are stopping this one. They are all holding topside. Broby, he wants to get up. Yep, Link, he just pops out a little bit too early. It's a free kill. Number 4, Hazzy, he spots the mid push. Will he grab the other one? His teammate does anyways. A 1v4. It's a 0v4. Ohio, they close it out.
Interesting play call from the side of Ashland. I mean, I like the 2 subs bottom, like, what is that, camera TV roomish, and they're just sitting at corners. I don't know if I feel like the ARs up top maybe just got a bit too egregious. They got a little bit too jealous. So obviously when first blood comes through, it's you're I don't know. The way they set themselves up when that first blood came through, it did not benefit them at all.
No, it didn't. And Mimic having himself some good, another good map. 1,200 damage, almost gets that 1,300. Broby and Duffy combining for roughly the exact same, and they, I think, finished around 10-3, maybe, you know, 9-4, 9-5. Still, the stat lines in Search and Destroy have been incredible on the side of Ohio. They are now, they won it in 6-4. You know, you kind of went 50-50 on the first bloods. Again, it's all about who finds those opening kills. Broby, he just decides to fly. If he has Clutch with him, he's just going to go absolutely ape and try to, you know, win 1 or 2. Ashland just really not able to keep up in that slaying department once again.
No, they aren't. And I feel like, again, Ashland is more or less kind of a hot and cold team, similar to how OU is. It's looking like certain players at certain times are popping off. I mean, map 1 was what? Exodus. He was doing his thing. Prometheus was chipping in there. I mean, you look at map 2, Prometheus was chipping in again. Mimic started heating up. Link had a nice play every once in a while. So it's just inconsistency on the side of this purple team. Now, I'm going to ask you something. Do you think they move too quickly between series? Because there are times when a team, they're riding that wave. It's like, oh yeah, let's get into the next one. But sometimes you just need to be like, all right, let's cool down.
I think so. If you're riding that wave, keep that wave going. If you're feeling good in the series, yeah, you want to go as fast as you can. You do not want to get cooled down. And yeah, the unfortunate part was I think the side of Ashland won maybe like 5 to 10 minutes prior to their series being over. So they were kind of waiting for that moment. But
Okay.
as soon as Ohio won that series, they went straight into it, probably less than 3 minutes. Like they were right on into it and straight in we go. And we're going to hop on into the map 3 protocol control. This is exactly the moment, the swing map and mode. This is where you want to see Mimic shine. Protocol is the map to do it.
I'm getting a kick out of the chat, bro. I'm getting a kick out of the chat. But protocol control, you're right. This is it to close it out, to seal the deal. And honestly, if you're Ashland, I'm sorry, I was in and out of it, but this is the map to kind of turn around things. I mean, we talk about control maps. We talk about how Vault is more 50-50-ish. I feel like protocol is a done deal. This is the one where it is super defensive.
Yeah, and you can get put into a ridiculous spawn trap, and you're going to start off on that defensive side. You need some of your submachine guns to have a good map. Prometheus had a slow start in that initial hard point. Can he bounce back here in Link? It's kind of been hit or miss, so you want to just see more consistency from this team.
Yeah, it's going to come off with this first initial gunfights. What can you find? And hey, Exodus able to find the first kill of this map. Link starting off strongly, holding top trips. A little bit of an interesting push from OU. 2 members deciding to hit the zip to top grannies. Let's see what they can do. Link able to find a nice one, though. Tracking these players. Does he know another one's there? I don't think he knows another one. So Roby's in the spot to make a play. Goes huge.
Yeah, just finding one, clearing a little bit of space and presence over here towards that A site. One more member they're going to have to deal with is number 7, Exodus. And he might have just popped out at the best time, but oh, come on. I mean, you got to win something. Broby, the movement, too clean, but so is Exodus. They cannot hunt this man down. So annoying for Ohio to deal with this man.
Yeah, the problem with Ashland, though, I'm seeing is there's always one member that's leaking through. There's always one member that's able to provide some sort of relief for OU to kind of get into the middle of the map. Now, the problem is Ashland's more focused on the players off spawn. So if you're able to find something, that's where you need to do it. And OU provide with a nice 3 dead.
Yeah, unfortunately, they go down themselves, and now they're pushing over towards this B site. It's going to be Prometheus. Does he get a good timing? He absolutely does. They leave the lane open. Broby gonna have to be the main slayer and just hop on this time here and there, and some good shots. My goodness, only sees the head, but he rips the dome right off.
A nameplate is all you need, I guess. He's able to win another one. Look, I know people talk about Hazzy, I know people talk about Duffy, especially Clutch JD. But again, this is what this man is known for. Broby came in, start of the season. There was a lot of talk, and right now he's living up to it this series.
Yeah, the Broby fan base is absolutely loving it. Mimic sees one, and they just leave one player on the site. Duffy, all alone. You're up in lives, but it's not going to matter if you don't get it captured. You have 2 ticks. You only have 2 ticks. You're finally going to be able to secure. Oh, maybe not. They do not get it, and they have slowly worked their way over towards this B site once again. They are leaving it wide open. Clutch knows he just has to stay alive for a little moment longer.
It's going to be insane. 13 seconds left. He's able to find one. Trade comes through. Great timing here out of the side of the Broby. So that kill should secure this B spot because number 4 is picking up the middle of the map. That's going to, yeah, so that's it. Minute extension is done. 4 life lead. If you're the side of Ashland, you can go huge here because there's only 1 tick at A. So there's some signs of life, but it's kill after kill. It's green after green. Prometheus trying to provide something. Unfortunately, these players from the side of the Bobcats are just hunting them down top grannies.
Yeah, the unfortunate part is when you only have 1 life to spare, you have to at least find 2 or 3 right now, and you're just not able to do it. Everybody is stacked up, and now they're trying to deal. Oh my goodness, they get 3 players down, and Hazzy on the flank. That might secure it. But still, wow, what a play here from Ashland, just keeping themselves alive in this one.
And play it like a search, boys. That's what's going through Ashland's comms right now. Number 7 has hit a deep flank. He has been sitting in the spawn. I don't know if Ohio knows this, so this could be huge. Timing goes down, though. He isn't able to win anything. And yeah, it's just, it was basically, what, like 2v1s on each side of the map for them?
Yeah, 2v1, and yeah, I mean, he almost got away with his life. If he slips down over towards that zip line, could be a different story, but Broby too quick with it. They surround him. They get the trade efficiently, effectively. And again, just in some of these moments where you think that Ohio might not be in it, they somehow come away with one player, like you said, just leaks through, causes an issue.
And I do think it's more or less kind of it's that, but I think on the side of Ashland, I feel like they're just not accounting, they're not accounting for it. So like they're more focused on getting up in the spawns, and that's when they're leaving that lane open for that player to slip through. And they're kind of just like, oh, okay, we'll wait for him to come out of the shadows. And when that guy comes out of the shadows, he's finding a 2-piece, and then OU's just getting progress.
Just getting that progress. Again, the submachine guns have been delivering left and right. Mimic finding one, immediately gets traded out by Clutch JD. Exodus, the shots just haven't been clean. And I've kind of been noticing that from Exodus. He shoots straight, but he shoots in like a straight line. He's not able to track as good as you would probably want to from a submachine gun, but still keeping himself respectable. Good numbers, 7 and 7. But when you have Clutch JD on 7 in a row, the guy is becoming a nuisance.
And again, this is that second sub to this OU roster. When he can find kills alongside Broby, it is a demon duo to deal with. Because now he has both guns in his pocket. Top trips is his. Unfortunately, gets taken down by Mimic. But the damage is dealt. You already look at the life lead. It's 22-17. What is that, like 5? Oh, I mean, it's manageable.
Still manageable, and as long as you get a little bit of clearance over towards this A site, you might have a chance. Nobody has double stacked a hill yet. Or double stacked a point. I want to see these guys start to capture it a little bit faster because you're allowing the rest of the enemy team to surround you and you're just not covering the angles. And that's what's going to happen as he slides through. You find the kills. They got all the information they needed. They strike. They capitalize on it. Ohio, they are just looking like the more well-oiled team.
Yeah, and Clutch JD in your spawn again, able to find a big 2-piece. They're going to try and extend their resources to hunt him down. They do just that. 4 seconds left. This player has to chow the hill. He's able to win a nice one on Duffy, so there's still some hopes and dreams. But again, if you're Ashland, you got to stack it, and you got to stack it now. But look who's able to lake in the backside. Number 1, it is Broby. 2-piece to end the round.
This guy just continues to deliver. I mean, if there's a transfer portal in college COD, this man might be number 1 on the list for some of these players because he just somehow is finding these routes and being so annoying. But the team, well, like you said, they are number 4 here in the Midwest Metro. They're continuing to solidify that position. If they end up coming away with a 3-0 here, I mean, you can't help but put them at least in, the top 25 here in the college COD. They have just been dominating even the teams that have been close to them. Or not dominating, I guess, in that last series, but they have been winning the series pretty handily.
Well, and again, I think it's a case of just like, first game jitters and warm-ups. I feel like, again, this is a team that we've heard it like week in and week out. These guys are very busy, so a lot of times they kind of just hop on 30 minutes before. They're like, all right, yeah, let's just get warm and then go into a match. So it's crazy to think that a team that only warms up for 30 minutes is able to produce this. But again, it's always that second series is when we start to see them come alive. And that's when they have heated up. That's when the gunnies are truly warm. So I think with ample time, this OU roster is able to compete with the best of them.
They absolutely are. And taking a quick wrap. Oh, unfortunately, that was a little windy out there today, especially where I live. Still, no ticks of progression. You just always had one player be annoying. You finally hop on into this site. It's going to be up to Clutch. Taking away some of the spawns, but Mimic. Great shots, and they take the player off the point as well.
Yeah, Mimic being that sole factor for this Ashland team right now. He's been finding a lot of kills. Unfortunately, ran out of ammo. He was putting shots into everybody. But now if you're OU, look at this. I think OU's just playing for kills at this point. Well, I mean, you have to hop time, so 30 seconds left. Duffy knows that. OBJ instincts are kicking in. He's like, all right, I gotta get it. I gotta be that team anchor.
Yeah, he's got to hold on. Everybody's starting to push around him. His teammates are finding the kills. Mimic, once again, gets him down to 31. But now here comes the 2-stack. Get the capture, extended by a minute. You're up by 4 lives. And that's kind of what Ohio's recipe is. Just outslay the opponent, or at least keep it relatively close. And they just try to win on lives, I think, more than ticks.
Yeah, it is interesting. But again, that's kind of their forte because of how fast they like to play and they like to push the pedal to the metal. I feel like a lot of these rounds in control do go down to life count very early, which is what we don't see. But they did get that minute extension. It's now 13-8, and if you're Duffy, you're able to find timing there. Kill after kill, green wall after green wall. Time is stopped. They're on B. And again, they're kind of just playing with their food as everybody from Ashland just pinned in the middle of the map.
Oh my goodness, a lot of players. Broby, can he deal with the final one? That should be it. No players. Respawns remaining. Ohio. Ashland coming in off of a hot 3-1. So was the OU. And they end up dominating like Ashland didn't even win a series prior because they are shredding them. Ohio, a swift 3-0.
I mean, you said it. When teams are close to this OU roster, they are just like, they show the comparison. I like to, I said this last week. It's funny to see how the Midwest Metro is broken down because when you look at all the records, you're like, dude, this division is stacked. They got teams on top of teams that are battling for even the slightest change in positioning. But when you actually see them play, it's funny because it's like Northwood Blue. They blow everybody out of the water. Buckeye Cod blow everybody out of the water. Cincinnati Cod also do the same. And then that's when you're like, okay, OU's like, all right, it starts to go down a little bit, but they're still blowing people out of the water. I just like to think OU's that threshold that really amps it to the next level.
Yeah, and I think they need to beat one of these higher teams to at least confirm themselves as like a contender here in the College COD League. You've shown that they can do it in the respawns. They've been getting consistently better on the search and destroys, and that's what you're looking for. But if they want to beat some of these top teams, like we have been saying, they need to, actually get some more practice. You're saying they hop on in 30 minutes before. They're busy people, but if they want to beat some of these guys, you're going to have to put in a little bit of that extra effort. We'll just have to wait and see.
And as you guys can see, the players are loving it. They're coming off of that win. JD over there throwing up some signs. Bro, our Duffy's eating it. All these players are feeling themselves. Two great series out of the side of this OU roster. Graph, who are we seeing for the interview? Production? Who we seeing? All right, we're seeing Hazzy. All right, so for those that are sad to see a Broby interview, it's not coming your way. But we have the captain of the roster himself. Hazzy, how are you doing, my man?
I'm doing freaking great. I'm doing great. That's a 3-1 over Adrian, a 3-0 over Ashland. The boys are vibing. It's great.
You love to see it. You love to see it. And you know what? There is going to be a fine coming on in the mail. The college was watching. So, no, just messing with you there on that one. But, yeah, great series overall. And the reason why is it was really up to you kind of coming in and being that second Slayer. Everybody's a big fan of the Broby. But when it came to that first series, you did a great job. You were consistently dropping 30 kills, I think, in all of the respawns. And that's something that we got to be able to tip our cap to.
Sir, I appreciate that. My teammates are gross. Honestly, the comms were great tonight. Everybody was just flowing good. I don't know. Just playing well tonight. The boys are meshing.
Now, I know you guys were feeling it, but can you take us into that first map in that first series? We're going to Adrian, Vault Hardpoint. You guys are in the lead for pretty much most of that map. What happened at the tail end of it?
So P4 has been a big thing for us that last like their Palace Hill pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And we had spawns for a while, but we ended up losing it, and we really should have just played through the old, and because we could have won off of it. But yeah, and I don't know. I mean, we gave up P4. We know we're not supposed to do that, and we'll fix that. But yeah, can't give that up. That's how we lost it. Just lost that P4. Everything else was good though.
And I do have a follow-up question on that Hacienda. I need to know here, who made the call to call in their cruise missile on that P2 towards that end of the game? I need to know. Who was it?
I mean, honestly, I thought they were all off respawn, and so they just called in theirs, and so I felt like it was a decent time to maybe catch them while they were trying to get back to the hill. you know, like by the rock or whatever. So I figured, you know, maybe try and catch one or two. It didn't work out, but hey, we're learning.
Hey,
He didn't.
so
He
that
didn't. He
was you,
didn't.
Hassie.
That was me. I took
That was you.
responsibility
So
for
yeah,
that.
I was gonna say, I was like, who made that call? Because
Uh,
I literally said, take away the IGL right now. I'm not sure
yeah.
what was going on, but hey, I mean, you guys still came away, you know, an incredible series. And kind of what was going through your guys, because you really haven't been tested a whole lot in hardpoint necessarily. What were these guys giving you a little bit more difficulty compared to the other teams?
Their slaying was really good. Like their slaying was pretty on track with us, and they also rotated well for the first half of the game. They were just out
Mhm.
rotating us to every hill pretty much, and that's why we got down big. And I think after the first rotation of hills, like we were all just kind of like, all right, calm down, like you know we know what we're doing. And so we started
Mhm.
rotating early, winning more gunfights because we were there like in the right position. And so yeah, we were able to bring that one back.
Hey, you love
And
to see it. You love to see it,
Love
Corpse. You
to
got
see
any?
it.
You got any questions for Hazzy before we probably kick
yeah,
this one off?
yeah. So I just got one more question. Like, and it tends to be more like it's towards the maps and everything. So I know as the captain, you don't really want to give away strategies or you don't want to specify what map is your greatest map or mode.
Right.
But we've seen a lot of Hasi from you guys. We've seen a lot of Skylar from you guys. Was map one kind of a throw off because of your map pool and how depth you guys play on certain? Because I haven't seen a lot of vault from you guys.
Yeah. I mean, no, it's not really crazy for us to play vault. I would say because we do have a lot of reps on it.
Okay.
It's just that P4. We always
Okay.
that's like our biggest thing. Like we'll have the P4 spawns early, and then we just kind of I don't know give it up at some point and just vault. But we'll fix it. You know, we'll get back to it. But vault is definitely in our map selection map pool.
No. All right. I was just curious. But
Yeah, no, I got you.
I mean, Graph, you got any last words?
You know, I got one thing. I'm just waiting for the matchup. I've been waiting for it.
Oh,
Corpse has been
yes.
waiting for it. When are you guys gonna play CSU? I want to see you two guys go at it because I think there's gonna be some incredible. It's gonna be some incredible maps.
You know, I'm not really sure when we play CSU. That's up to Big Zay. You know, the Almighty, as
Mhm.
we like to call him.
Okay.
The
We'll
Almighty.
That's what we call him. He's almighty, all knowing. But nah, whenever we see them, you know, we're gonna slam. We'll do our thing.
Slam
Okay.
him.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. I'll let him.
Hey,
I'll let him know.
Aqua.
I'll
Aqua.
send that. I'll send that clip to him and be like, "Hey, hey, this is what these guys are talking about you over here, the Midwest Metro. My, you know, just being all on your roads. We're out here in the mountains. Just
That's
letting you
right.
know."
Yeah, us OU boys, we're confident. We're confident.
All right, Azzy. Well, that's gonna round out the interview. Hopefully we can get that in the works for the CSU matchup. But again, just enjoy the win, man. You guys improved to what, 8-2 or what
Mhm.
is it, nine
I
and
believe
two
so.
now?
9-2. Yeah.
Or 9-2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can
All right. Well.
I give a little shout out real quick?
Oh yeah. Give a shout out.
Absolutely.
You know what? Shout out to my Broby lovers hyping up my boy Kieran. Love those boys in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat that's been watching. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate the support. Um, hopefully you guys are still there. We got a lot of season left, and boys are trying to bring on some more W's.
Dang, a whole
Hey.
speech.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff showing support to the side of Ohio University and Corpse. I'll let you kick it off here. We're just
Oh.
great night of Call of Duty.
Yeah, great night of Call of Duty. Hey, everybody in chat. Oh, you. But yeah, they take both series 3-1, 3-0. Thank you for watching. Ladies and gents, have a good night.